Hey, good morning, everybody. Or nobody. About to get started here for the day. We're about 4 minutes away from news. And let's just go ahead and get that pulled up so everyone can see what we're looking at. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Core PPI, retail, Empire State Manufacturing, PPI, retail sales. Red folder means typically market moving news. My thoughts were always, if this is actually, these numbers are greater than what's predicted, it's good for currency. Typically that means it's not good for stocks, but obviously not the case. If we look at what happened yesterday, we got less than. Which would be good for stocks, right? So greater than forecast is good for currency, bad for stocks. Less than is bad for currency, good for stocks. So we're going to see how these numbers turn out today. And it's a lot of them. And there's 5 of them. So sometimes some are higher, some are lower, and it jolts the market back and forth. Again, probably not going to trade the news right when it happens. We're going to see what happens, and then we're going to go from there. We are approaching some high of highs. If we go back to the daily chart, we can see that this was a peak high. This is almost 6 months ago, and after that we're looking at 6,800, which is, I think, an all-time. Yeah. So this is a major level right here, and this will be a major level, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited, always excited. Trading is exciting, very fun for me. Sure, it's very frustrating, but I play golf. Golf is very frustrating and also very fun. So I'm into those kind of games. And make no mistake, this is a game. It's a game for real money, but it is a game. And looks like we're getting to be about 1 minute away. Let's see what happens. All right. Just getting my all set up to make a trade if that actually goes down. $14, $15, $16, and $17. 14, 15, 16, 17. I am set. Alright, so it looks like the news has come out, and we are getting a pullback. We went all the way up and touched the highs, and then just puked. So let's see what the news has to say. So less than, good for stocks. Greater, bad for stocks. Really, this should be really bad for stocks. Good for stocks, good for stocks.
How much you need to take, because I don't know.
So we got one good, an even, one really bad, even, good, and good. So this should be interesting. I don't think it liked that. I don't think the market's going to like this one right here. This 9.1. That's crazy. That is so far from these numbers. I've never actually seen anything like that. Let's see what happens. I have a feeling this thing is going to hurl. This is why you don't want to trade the news, right? These wicks are just killers. People stop losses. And the market's got two things going against it. It's got a major resistance level that it's dealing with, and then that news was pretty darn ugly. Let's give it a few minutes. Let's see what this thing decides it wants to do. Like I said, it was fairly mixed, except that number was ridiculously high for the New York. We'll see how much precedence that one takes. Right now, it looks like it is falling off the cliff. I don't necessarily believe it's going to be a super down day. It's real nice. We're getting the areas where I would think about buying. We're going to see what it does, though, and we'll take it from there. Take a quick look at gold. Woo! Gold did not like that news whatsoever. If it comes down into this area, that's going to be some pretty good buying opportunities. That'll definitely have to be something to keep an eye on. I don't trade a lot of gold, but obviously it does have its time and place. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, so absolutely tanking at this moment. Think about it. This candle went all the way up to here before going all the way down here, which is a crazy move, crazy big candle. Let's see. Let's just take a look. I'd say just about 50 pips, which is quite a bit. Quite a bit big for one candle. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep an eye on gold. It's possible gold does get all the way down to here. It's just chugging its way down. We'll see here if the Nasdaq has run out of steam on its downfall. It's come into, it's going to bounce. It's come into its first area where it would bounce. Trouble with my drawings here. Okay, I'm just kind of circling where levels are. Let's make one more here. These are kind of my areas where we'll look to see where there's maybe a good possibility of getting good buying opportunity. Don't know if it's going to continue its downtrend or not. If it does break through this, I'm going to look for a retracement back up, maybe a little bit through it, and then look for a nice big bearish candle down. Okay. Ideally, again, if we're going to come down and hit this thing, I want to look for one candle up. I want to see it come down through, come up with a bearish candle through it. That would be ideal. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. All right. Let's take another look at how everything is going. That. So, NQ is getting a pretty good looking bounce there. We're gonna wait to see, and I'm checking out. NQ is obviously based off of the major NASDAQ companies, so always take a look at Amazon, which pre-market still looks real bullish. Microsoft, real bullish. Apple, bullish. Netflix, super bullish. Google, bullish. Tesla, bullish. So it does look like that might have just been an initial puke, which would be fantastic if it was, because if it's going to continue to go up, I like it to go up to here. And that would just be fantastic. But we got to wait to see what happens at the open of the market. Don't know if the open of the market is going to re-jump back on a bearish trend based on what happened with the pre-market and the news that came out. So we're gonna wait to see what happens. But if a lot of it really has to do with the way the chart looks. So obviously this is an area, and this is an area for potential bounce. If it goes below those areas, we could be looking at a down day, and maybe able to take some shorts into account. But this is the trend. So you'd have to be real careful on doing anything downtrending. And if you are going to do anything downtrending, you're probably just going to want to scalp it, meaning you're not looking for long runners. Looking for short in and outs. Okay, so we're just in a holding pattern here until the market opens. Do you want to see what kind of move it makes here during the open? Probably. I can tell you what I have a feeling for. You know, whether it's going to happen, man, it's a 50-50 at best. But I do like to see it continue down to this support level. And we had a good deal of support around here. If it does break this, go back up, test it, and go back down, we'd be looking at 15,820. So we'd be really curious to see what happens. Again, this is kind of the recent trend that we're looking at here. These two lines, and it very well could hold here, and we could get a push, big to decent push up as well. So no one knows exactly what it's going to do, and trying to pick exactly what it's going to do at the top or bottom is nearly impossible and a great way to blow accounts. What's better is let it pick its direction and then jump on the train once it's done that. That's the goal. Sounds simple. Way easier said than done, obviously, but that's the fun of it, and it is fun. Yeah, that's not for everybody sitting here staring at charts, but you know, something that I really enjoy, and if anybody ever watches this channel, my guess is they enjoy it too. So we're gonna stay in this holding pattern here. We got about 25 minutes till the open of the market. We're gonna just kind of wait and see what it does till then. I'll leave this up, and I'll be back chatting when there's something to chat about. All right. Well, gold is approaching that supply area. Did get the bearish, and this was just kind of ignored. There's nothing to do with this, but you can see these lines just crossed, which gave us a bearish symbol right here. Not something I'd want to just jump on a short with because of its support level. It's just too close to that. I would need to see it break that, retest, and then head back down for that. You got resistance here, and then you got resistance around here, which is the uptrend. But you know, with that news, it's possible this thing just powers down on through. If it does start a downtrend, the next demand zone is a very far away. You could argue that this would be one right here, small kind. But you know, the real demand zone is going to be pretty far away. So it's something to definitely keep an eye on. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on the NASDAQ futures. And we got about 15 minutes till open. And we should see what we got going on for that. I really wouldn't be surprised if we get a test down to here. I really wouldn't. And then hopefully we can hop on a bounce. All right, pre-market on the major Nasdaq companies still up, but definitely coming down from where they were at. Amazon was much higher. Microsoft was much higher. Apple was much higher. Netflix was much higher. Google was much higher. And Tesla was much higher. So they're still predicted to open up, but whether or not they stay there, it does look like they are coming to a downtrend. Obviously, the one we're focused on is the NQ. And we're going to see what it does here. Patience and the waiting game. That's what it's all about. About 4 minutes till the open market. Still got my eye on gold here. It just came down and touched the support line. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what it does from here. It looks like the Nasdaq has found a little base here. The opening of the market yesterday was super benign. Don't know what it's going to be like today. I'm hoping I'd like to continue the Nasdaq on an uptrend. Really don't want to short something that's been on a tear like this. One second here. Alright, we're looking like we're 1 minute away for the opening of the fight. And let's get ready for the ding ding ding. All right, ding ding. It looks like the Nasdaq is attempting to bounce, but should be some pretty good fluctuations for at least the first 15 minutes. Let's see what it does here. Really would like to see a bounce. Really would love to be able to keep this momentum going on up to the daily highs. Oh, just got my alert for gold. So So it has gone ahead and entered into the support range. But it's the NASDAQ I'm looking for right now. Again, big pullback, which is great. If we can get a upward trend from here, that would just absolutely be fantastic. But I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm going to have to wait for it to give some clear indication that it's decided to stop going down and want to continue on its uptrend. No idea what the different colors mean other than red and green. And gray, I think, is kind of a neutral. Not sure what blue and pink is. I'd like to find out. It's not really what I use this chart for. I use this chart more for the sessions and the supply and demand. And, confirmation on the calls that it tells you to go up or down. Clean it up here for just a moment. Going to give it 15 minutes to a half an hour, see what it's going to do. Most likely. And we'll go from there. So I'd like to get a bearish candle breaking up above these lines so I can have my stop loss just below it. Might take profit way up here. That would be perfect. All right, here we go with a little bit of a push here. Hit new highs of the New York market. So I do like this thing to start pushing back up. I'm gonna wait here though for a little bit. See if we can get a little bit more definition on exactly what it's gonna do. It looks like gold has bounced pretty good too off the support line that we have. Gold makes me a little bit more nervous to go long just because we are approaching the long-term trend line here. We could be seeing a reversal in trend on gold. And so I'm probably going to leave it alone. It looks like the Nasdaq did come back down off the highs from New York. Which we're running right around here. And still kind of in a holding pattern on that. It's like the Nasdaq pushing down pretty good here. Might go down and hit that support line actually. So I'm glad I didn't decide to go long up here when it looked like it was going to start going up. Patience is the name of the game. Obviously the goal is to get in where you're risking the least amount with the most to gain. Again, so much easier said than done. Hey, good morning, Op Man. Not used to having people in the chat, so I wasn't even looking. This is a brand new channel, and I'm really excited that somebody came in and decided to take a look. So welcome, good morning, and super glad you're here. I really appreciate that, Op man. I would love to be able to create a community here. You know, my biggest goal was to be able to document my trading, so I can go back and review it and hold myself accountable for the mistakes that I've made, but also take a look at some of the things I've done well, and be able to try to duplicate that. So obviously, I would love to start a community, and super stoked you're here. But if that never happens, at least I'll have documented my trading, and going live, it kind of keeps you honest a little bit as well, because you are putting it out there for everybody. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not cutting anything. The good and the bad, the ugly will be shown here for sure. Do you do a lot of trading yourself? By the way, I agree with you. I expect a reversal too. I have my circle here down with support. So my guess is we're probably going to hit this line before we get a bounce. But man, you know how it goes. Anything could happen. Do you trade with your own funding, or do you use prop firms? Very nice. I've heard some pretty good things about Trade Aid and Top Step. Obviously, I use Apex. It's just so darn cheap, with the 70, 80, and 90% discounts. Right now, I'm trading 450,000 evals, and I haven't figured out. Man, I'm so new to YouTube, and I'm not the youngest person, most computer savvy person around, but I'd like to be able to show my accounts so people can see them. I think I'll try to figure that out. But I have $450,000 accounts. I paid $30 each for, which is just as compared to other places, it could cost $5 or $6 grand with two-step challenges. But I'm up 3,921 on one. I got to get to 9,000 to get it as a paid account. My other 150,000 account, I'm at 4,149, and then I have another two that I had bought with the 90% discount that I just started trading. I bought them about a week or two ago, and I'm about $30 each on those. As for blown accounts, I've probably blown 7 or 8 accounts. A lot of it was figuring out the trading style to use with Apex rules. As you probably know, the rules are. I just hate the drawdown based off your highest point, because it makes it really difficult to let runners run, which I'm sure is their goal. But I've switched up my strategy a little. I started trading 3 lots on NQ1. I'm now trading 5 to 7 lots on NQ Mini, and that gives me a little bit more room, to handle a little bit of drawdown if. To try to be able to keep the runners running. But I don't know if it's like that for you, but it's a lot easier for me to stay in losing trades than it is for me to stay in winning trades, and that's something I certainly need to reverse if I decide ever going to be super successful at this. Let's check out gold here. It looks like gold is about to blow through resistance if it hasn't already. Or I'm sorry, support. It took the support line completely away. Yeah, I don't. If I'm going to trade gold, it's probably going to be a couple of days from now. This is a long-term trend. I do want to see it decide it's going to be a downward trend, and there's no way I would take a buy right now, at least until we get somewhere close to this line. Wow, 1,000, huh? Yeah. Yep, it's a tough game. I think the most important thing you can do is risk management. You know, it's making sure you're risking the right amount to where on a $150,000 account you have a $5,000 drawdown. So you just want to make sure you're not, you know, your losing trades aren't $1,000 or $1,500. You don't get very much. If you can keep your losing trades to $3 to $500, and your winners at $1,000 to $1,500, you know, you're probably going to be able to at least trade that comp for a while and move to profitability. I'm really hoping that I can pass these accounts, man. I have a good feeling about it, but we're gonna see. If you like I said, I want this to be a learning community, man. It's not just me saying what to do. I'm wrong a lot. If you got ideas or if you have styles or indicators that you use, man, I'd love for you to share. Yeah, with the risk management. It's about patience and risk management. Absolutely. It's just hard to be patient and then see how being patient hurts you. You remember those, right? You remember every time I'm going to be patient, then you could have made, all this money. But no one ever seems to remember when you were patient and it worked out for the best. To me, it's a really analogous to poker. You remember you remember playing loose and making all these big wins, but you always tend to forget when playing loose and you end up losing a lot of money, and nobody ever remembers that. But you're right, man. Patience is the key. It really, really is. And there's always going to be another trade, right? I mean, Lord knows that's the case. All right, so the Nasdaq here is blown through my little circle of support. So I'd like to see a nice big bounce here. It'd be fantastic. I don't know if we're going to get it today. I think what killed us, at least for the longs, is this Empire State Manufacturing Index. Everything came out fairly close to as expected, I guess. But, I mean, if you're expecting minus 3.3 and get a 9.1, I don't think I've ever seen that before. That big of a difference. And I think this number here obviously is greater for currency. Typically it'd be worse for stocks. This number here, I think, just trumped everything else. Yep, you hit it on the nail. Yesterday was real close to what they expected, but I didn't expect the big move that we got yesterday. But this one right here, I believe, is going to be at least maybe a day killer. But you know what? It was running so high, it was really hard to get long. So this drawback is well welcomed. I have this support line is based off of my daily. So if I just click on the daily here real quickly, I do like to put daily supports. This morning it went up and hit this big daily support line, and then just tanked from there. So I do like it to eventually go back up and test the highs. After that, we're going into the beginning of the year. And start getting the highs up here. So we will see. Nasdaq is just dumping right now. So Hotman, do you have a channel yourself? Well, if you ever decide to start one, let me know. I'd like to support you right back for sure. Yeah, being able to document your trading, I think, is big, and I think it allows you to do some less stupid stuff, which I am prone to doing. Man, it's definitely a learning experience. Oh, man, look at gold; it's just tanking. So we have gone down below the long-term trend line there. Most of the time you sit here talking to yourself, but at least you don't feel as insane because you're on a channel as opposed to just sitting there talking to yourself in your office to your screen. All right, 1 minute to a new candle here. Let's see a nice bounce. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not the most exciting trader. I watch a few guys that do scalping, and they're in and out. They got like 50 accounts, and they're in and out all the time with this account and that account. And it's pretty entertaining to watch. I don't know how they do it. You know, they're going in with 14, 15 lots in there. They're looking for 8 to 10 point ticks, and obviously it's a viable way to do it. You know, he seems like he's profitable. I don't think I'd be able to handle the stress that way. See if anything else is in the works here. Guess we got some oil news. Well, there's a little bit more news. You never know. Bars sometimes can move the market themselves. Be nice to be bar. You know every word. You know the words that you say can move the market one way or the other. Probably be pretty easy to get rich if you're him. Let's see, 920 holding. You're saying? I like it. I like it a lot. Short from 914. So you got in about here. Thinking it's going to go down to here. Is that correct? Ah, I'm not an idiot, man. You know, we're on a definite downtrend. Short term. I And I think if you're gonna scalp it, it's fine. This thing could continue to go down. My indicators are saying down, downtrend, down arrow, short. This bar, the news. The only thing that I worry about is this, fighting against the long term trend. Short term, I guess it doesn't mean too much. I think it's okay, as long as you're looking to scalp, right? Try to get in and out, which looks like that's what you're doing. But definitely not an idiot, man. Definitely not. This thing has been on such a tear. It's got to give some back at some point in time. I mean, it really does. And this thing is ugly. Ugly, and the fact that it never got a very big bounce back up. Yeah, I think the short is a good call. 920 you got in, and mine, like I said, my indicators are saying right around that as well. So, I think it's a good call. Good. Money not lost is money won, in my opinion. My kind of motto is the money made in this game is from the trades you don't take. Right? I know it sounds odd, and obviously you got to play to win, but man, if I could have some of those trades back that I wish I didn't make, to me that's all money in the bank. So at this point for me, I'm looking for this to bounce up into this area again. Probably pull back a little, and then if I can get another bull candle, I'd like to get long and try to ride it all the way up to here. Ideal world. Is it going to happen? I have no idea. But that would be my goal. Looks like gold is holding strong on its uptrend line. Don't trust it though. Yeah, man, you and everybody else. I think any of us who put some work into it have good profitable systems. We have to be able to execute it. My biggest problem is staying in winning trades. So many times I got out where I could have made 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money. I think a lot of it was because of my risk, but I found even when I lowered my risk, I still have trouble staying and winning trades. It is really something I'm trying to fix. But again, of course, it hates to, it hurts to get punished, trying to stay in a winning trade as well. So, it's a tightrope. Definitely a tightrope. Yeah, if I was looking to short this market, I'd want to see this come back up to about here, 953, between 952 and 953, and then give another nice bearish candle and enter from there. What time frames do you trade, man? Yeah, I would say that, or maybe even the highs of the New York session, 974, 973. If you want to be real aggressive, you could probably do 959, 960. That's pretty interesting. 20-minute and 2-minute. I haven't seen that. I was trading the 5-minute chart, but it just was a little bit too erratic for me. I know a lot of people that make money off 1-minute charts. Well, I don't know them, but I watch it on YouTube. Crazy though, these lines haven't crossed since 2 days ago on a 15-minute chart, which is pretty amazing. So you're looking 970 and then look to short from there? Me and you both, man. Not sure what to do at this point. Like I said, I hate trying to trade against the trend. And it's definitely an upward trend. For me, I'm looking for a spot to get long, and I may not get that today. I like it. Right now, it looks like it's holding this support line. If I'm going to get short, I would want to see a push back down, a retest, and then another bearish candle. So I would be at least an hour away from that. And I would need to see the candle actually close below here, not wick, for a short. I think there's as good a chance of that happening as it going back up, without a doubt. Nice, man. Let me know what happens. I'm pulling for you. Yeah, you might get there, man. Looks like it's pushing back up. You're getting there, brother. $9.18.25, right about here. Yeah, let's see what it's gonna do. Yeah, for me, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to get up back into this area, and and then see what it does from there. Ideally, I'd like to see it get up to this area, push through, come back, test it, and then get a nice bearish candle up. And then I would like to run that all the way up to here. That would be ideal. I'd be trading with the trend. We've gotten a significant pullback. I think that would be my ideal situation. Other than that, if I'm looking to short, I would actually wait for this candle to break and close between 1910, go back up and retest it, hopefully come a little bit over, and then have a nice bearish candle down, and then get short from there. Those are the setups that I'm looking at. But like I said, I'm far from a pro. I make plenty of mistakes, no doubt about it. Obviously, I think this is going to be a big decision area on what it's going to do. These crossovers are usually fairly accurate, unless it's going against the overall trend, which makes me a little bit nervous about getting short up in here. Ideally, I'd like to see this break, like I said, come back down, test it, get a nice bull candle, and then ride it all the way back up to the daily highs. That's my goal. That would be ideal for me, but the key is being patient enough to trust what I'm seeing and then waiting to do it. Sometimes I like to get into a candle before it closes, and we all know how that goes. We all know how that goes. Oh my God, I'm just talking to myself. So what I was saying is, I sometimes like to play pretend. So this is a pretend. I'm gonna get in short here. I feel like it's gonna bounce off this line and go down, and let's see what it does. So what I did is kind of put a pretend trade out there, um, just to kind of see what would have happened. So far, it wouldn't have been working out. But here we're at a decision point here, Op. I mean, I think this is where it's going to decide what it's going to do. I really don't for shorts. I really this candle, not a good candle for shorts. Um, it's kind of a I don't want to go down any further type candle. So let's see. This is Steve. All right, I'm back. Back at the most prime time. Look at that thing go. I can see that. I can see that. For me, it's this line right here. It's the daily resistance. It's where the wick went all the way up to and then puked. So I like to think that it's going to head back up there. Whether it does right now, man, I got no idea. But I can see where you can see that. Short. I think short for scalping is a definite possibility. It's in the zone right now, like I said, of a at least a trend change on a 15-minute chart. Well, I wasn't going to smoke on channel, but since it's only you, I think it'll be all right. Look at that candle go. Yeah, man. You're my first real person, so got lot of love for you, man. Up, man. Really appreciate you. So nice not to be talking to myself for once in my life, or once in the last few days. I've only been doing this a couple days. All right, dogs. You want to go outside? Get him, Vader. Get him. Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and take my pretend trade off here. You know what? Let's leave it up for now until I get into a trade. What amount accounts do you trade with Apex, and how many do you usually? How many do you trade with? Do you have multiple accounts or just a couple? Actually, that's the next thing that I plan on doing. Um, there's a sign up there for an affiliate link, so it's pretty easy to do. I don't think you actually even have to talk to somebody. You just go to the dashboard, click on affiliate, put in your information, and do that. I'm definitely going to do that, and I'm definitely. Oh man, good for you. So you're in PA. Yeah, take it slow, man. That's my advice for the 10 days. I've gotten a few to PA and had blown them within the first couple of days where I really wish I would have taken some more minimal trades just to get to the payout. Just to get to the payout trading. Yeah, I thought about, getting 10, maybe $25,000 accounts, but the problem I have for me is if I do get them the payout, it's $80 a pop for the payout account. And then you're looking at, with 10 accounts in payout, you'd be looking at 800. Looks like you called it right there, bud. We almost got to that level you were talking about, and then just got a big puke. So let's see what this thing does. Personally, I think this was all news oriented, and I do think it's going to continue its uptrend. But man, I've been wrong so much. Never really know. Yeah, they're more difficult to pass. So I was doing $100,000 accounts, but the drawdown is only $3,000. Where if you go to $150,000 account, it's like, I don't know, $7 or $8 more with a 90% discount. If you go to $150,000 account, then you get a $5,000 drawdown. Um, but the passing level is at 9,000. So it is harder to get there. For me, fortunately, I do work a full time job right here at my desk, so I have time. My goal really is to be making money on this in the next 3 months, and not risking tons of money on each one, and just continually blowing accounts like I had been. So I haven't really changed my strategy. I've changed my risk management. But you're right, $150,000, you got to get to 9,000 profit. I think I've been trading these for a week, and I'm just about a little less than halfway there. So to get the profit, to get to payout, it's going to take a couple weeks if you're if you're taking reasonable risk management. I might, if they're running a 90% discount, I'd probably consider being a little bit more aggressive on my trades, as you can pick up another one fairly cheap. So there's a whole art. There's a whole art to trading with the prop firms based off of how much they cost to get another. Thank you. Um, on how much you might run a risk, depending on how much to get a new account might be. But really trying long term. Really trying to look at this as a long term deal. But we'll see what happens. Like everyone, man, my dream, my real dream is to be able to do this full time. I'd probably keep my sales job part time just as a safety net. But yeah, man, no doubt it would be my dream to be able to do this for a living. I love this. Did you get in short on this trade now? Yeah. You should have seen me on the last 8 accounts. Revenge! Revenge trade! I'm gonna get it all back right now. I'm sure you know how it goes. I'm gonna go throw another log on the fire. I will be right back. All right. That's what I think too. That's what I think too. We're fighting against a support line right here and down here. So this is the only thing. If you're looking for long term, these two lines make me a bit nervous. I like this. This is a lot of space. You could consider maybe this as another level right here. But I think the potential for up is a much greater risk to reward potential. But that being said, man, I mean, it just sometimes I think maybe you could flip a coin and just keep your risk management at 2 to 1 and pop in a trade anytime, and As long as you're making double the amount, it's oftentimes a 50-50. But I can't trade like that. Yeah, good boy. Good dog. Oh, yes. I know. Yeah, I think if this 15-minute candle can close with this wick, we're looking at a push up. Still got 7 minutes on that though. Yeah. Yeah, and it's super hard to get through. 1 second. Yeah, as I was saying, what's real hard is staying in through these, right? Maybe you get in long here and you get a nice little uptrend, and then you get this. Can you withstand this in order to go to this? For me, that's kind of what I'm dealing with, which is why I decided to risk less amount. If I risk less amount, I can handle this. This might have been difficult even with less amount. Vader, you're killing me. Yeah, I got 12 acres up here in Montana, and my German Shepherd thinks he's the protector of the world out here. Hears everything. Doesn't matter how far away. And obviously up here in Montana, there's quite a bit of wildlife. Yeah, so look at this wick. Yeah, I really like it. I lived in Hawaii for 20 years. I grew up out in San Francisco Bay Area and then moved to the Big Island of Hawaii for 20 years. And took 20 years to get island fever. Finally got it and said, I want to get back to the mainland. I want to try living in the mountains, and found a great little spot. Got in before the prices went crazy, and I don't think I could live anywhere else. Man, I love London. I'm 48 now, but back when I was 19 years old, I did a study abroad program through the college, and it wasn't like where you stay with a family. They put us in flats with other college kids from all over the country, and man, what a party! Some of the best times of my life was that trip. I think our flat was right off Gloucester Road. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. Gloucester Road, and we took classes at the University of London. Looks like we are getting to some decision points here. Yes, near Earl's Court. Correct. Correct. Had a nice little pub across the street. Used to go down the, obviously, was it Piccadilly Circus? Equinox. I don't know if any of those places are still there. There was a cool, fun bar called Salsa. We spent a lot of time down in that area and hopping on those bus full of all those drunk people just like literally hanging off the side of it to get home. Going to these crazy raves was it was a fun time. It was a fun time. Yeah, I was watching Wimbledon and they were showing the skyline of London. I don't remember seeing so many skyscrapers. It was like a skyscraper city now. I was like, I don't remember any of that. It's probably changed quite a bit in the last 30 years. Ah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't remember seeing one skyscraper when I was there 30 years ago. We used to go up onto the rooftop of the flats, and it was just beautiful with the fog and but there were really no super tall buildings that I can remember. Maybe there were, but when I saw the skyline, I was like, man, that looks like San Francisco or New York City. So what do you think? Think it's going to get over these red lines here? Yeah, the basically the top of the New York market. I really need to see some sort of ideally, if I want to be patient, I need to see some sort of retracement down and then a big pop up. We've been going up for the last 4 hours. Or I'm sorry, 1 hour, 4 candles. Dude, I know what it's like to go on tilt. You know not to do it, and it just is so hard not to do anyways, you know? Let me ask you, was the $100 reset fee cheaper than just canceling it and getting another paid account at 70% off? Because let's just take a look here. $25,000 right now is $147. $147 times 0.71. So I guess it would have been $4 more at the 71% off. So that was the right call. $147. If we were back at the 90, it would have been. Oh no, I'm sorry. Be 132 minus 47. Man, how's that cheap? So if we did, you can see my math skills here. 147 times 0.71. It would have cost you if you would have canceled it and renewed it, right? It would have cost you $43. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you could have canceled that, started fresh on a new $25,000 account at 71% off. That's $104.37 off the 147. You weren't with Apex then, so that makes sense. Yeah, with Apex, you'd want to just let the account go, cancel it, and then get back involved for $40 or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna wait to see what happens after this candle, and then I am probably going to get long here. I'm probably gonna get rid of my pretend. So I'll probably put my stop loss, make it pretty tight. We'll see how far it goes up. It'll either be right below this red line or right at this green line. Yeah, and I'm going to do the minis. Probably 5 lots. Yeah, Apex doesn't have the best rules. There's other platforms that have way better rules. It's just is trade day as cheap as Apex? I just have never seen prop firms run as cheap as Apex does. Like I said, I've never seen anything less than a 70% discount, and lots of times they do 90%. So how much is a 25,000 account at 50% off? I'll have to pull them up and check them out. Trade day. Some of the other guys I watch have some trade day accounts as well. Okay, 62. So 120, maybe $200. $200 for a $100,000 account, somewhere around there. Yeah, for sure. It happens, man. It happens. You'll get it. So $62 for 25,000. What if you want a $100,000 account? Oh, let me check it out. Is it a single evaluation? Or do you gotta do two? Nice. So it's a 10-day eval. Can you go longer than 10 days? Wow, look at that. So profit target is only 5,000 on a $100,000 account. trail down's only 3,000, which is the same as Apex. Better profit target for $150,000 account. Trail down isn't as good as Apex is. It's 4,000 as opposed to 5,000. $350 a month for a eval, but you said there's a 50% off, so you'd be looking at 175. Yeah, was it maybe something to try? Like I said, it's really hard for me to beat the pricing. Really hard for me to beat the pricing of Apex. It really is. Look at that. It hit the NASDAQ hit that $100, that New York line. And yeah, it just shot back down like a fallen rocket. Okay. Yeah, the drawdown is the one big yucky, man, about Apex, the way that the drawdown works, man. I just hate it. I really do, but the price of it is so cheap that it's hard not to figure out a way to work within that system. But maybe Black Friday, maybe I'll take a look at trade day and give one of those a shot. All right. So I'm hoping for a pullback and then a bullish candle up. That's what I'm hoping for. If I get that, I am in a trade. Yep, you're absolutely right. Looking at it, yep. Like I said, I'd love to see this thing pull back. Pull back right below those lines. And then have a nice bullish candle. Part of me so bad wants to get in right here. Get in long. Just do it. But I'm just not. I want to see if this thing shoots up or goes back down below the line. What I'm hoping is we get like I said, a significant pullback and then look for a bullish candle up. So maybe 15, 30 minutes away from entering a trade if everything goes right. Yeah, I have mine at 159.37. With possibly I'm sorry, 139.57 and possibly right around here. Hopefully, man. Hardest thing to do is wait to get into a trade, no doubt about it. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that general area. Ah, man, that's super kind of you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, yeah, that would be great one day. I do watch Nutty Bear. I do. I do watch Nutty Bar, and I watch Alpine Trader. Um, I don't really like to go on there and promote my channel. I don't think they would appreciate that, but I think if somebody else does, that's fantastic, man. Super kind of you. It really is. I know that getting off the starting block can be kind of difficult. Nobody wants to come in and not have anybody else there except for you, which is fantastic. You'll always be my number one there, man. No matter how things turn out. I didn't think about that. How do you go about inviting them? Is there a send invite button? That's how clueless I am. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, would they be happy about that? Having someone come on and promote their channel, when they're doing the same exact thing with the same exact type accounts with the the same exact time frame. I don't want to offend anyone, but I think you're right. You need to be aggressive if you really want to get viewers. So this is doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted a nice pullback and then a nice bearish candle. I'm sorry, bullish candle afterwards. Let's see what happens. I haven't checked out Travis. I'll have to look at it. What's the name of his channel? Like I said, I subscribe to Alpine and Nutty Bar. Doesn't look like Nutty Bar's on right now. Alpine Trader is though. Let's put him on. See what's going on.
Are you on the hunt for stock
Yikes. I really like Alpine's setup, how he shows his accounts. Like right now, he's in a trade and it's bouncing up and down right now. I can never do his style of trading. I just don't have the willpower for it.
And
Yeah, it looks like Alpine is in a trade for long, but again, he's looking for 10 pip, 10 ticks. Um, not really my style, but I sure enjoy watching it. All right, I'm gonna be strong here. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. If it closes like this, I'm gonna be in with a stop loss right at the top of this gray area. Really liking that wick that I'm seeing right now. Yeah, but it's tested it. I mean, I think it's gonna blow right through, but what do I know? It may consolidate a little bit right there, but we shall see. If this thing closes higher, I'll probably move my stop loss from here to right below the red line. We'll see how it ends. See what kind of candle it produces. 5 more minutes for me. Yeah, for me, 16045. I think it could run to. I really do. Even if it got most of the way there, I would be ecstatic on a long trade. So, like I said, this kind of gave me what I was looking for. A move up, a back down and test it. Great candle, with this wick for a long position. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, and I think I'm in, my friend. Whether or not it works out, I don't know. But I'm always going to be full transparency. I'll be right back. Right. What's it gonna do from here? Up. Up. Or down. It's a 50-50, my opinion. Probably gonna have to wait for this candle to close here to consider an entry. I hate that. But I literally have no idea what it wants to do from here. Bar speak. Yeah, he did. What did he say? No information on it. Doesn't look like it caused too much havoc. To me, these are false signals, these ones. Why? Because we've been on an uptrend. One moment here. Yeah, my real job, I sell pest control actually for a company in Texas, and pretty slow in the wintertime. Obviously, pests are seasonally based. But all right, 3 minutes here. If we can get a nice, looks like we're getting a nice bullish candle. So I think there's, well, don't speak too soon. We can end with a nice bullish candle here. I think I'm gonna jump in long, give myself a little room. I'll hit the mini accounts, so I'll probably do 5 lots on a mini account and see what happens. Yeah, it is looking bullish. It really is. I'm gonna wait 2 minutes, longest 2 minutes of my life. But I got what I wanted. A hit above, a nice pullback, and then a bullish candle. So I mean, this is the setup I said I was looking for. It's going to be time for me to take a trade here. I think I'm going to put my stop loss right down at this green line here. If I wanted to be real safe, I could do it below this wick. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put it maybe I'll put it right in between. 15935.5. Let's get this thing ready to run. So it has pushed higher. My stop loss, I think, is going to be 159. Let's say 15935. Oh shoot! I'm 5 minutes away. You dummy. You dummy. Alright, gonna hold off for 5 more minutes and see what happens here. I know I'm supposed to wait for candles to close. Super hard for me to do that, but it's something I'm definitely gonna try to practice what I preach here. Yeah. You know what, man? There's no right or wrong answer. There really isn't. Certainly, I don't, like I said, I'm pretty clear on don't copy my trades. I'm not a funded trader yet, and definitely not a professional trader. And, man, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There really is. Have you gotten in, or are you waiting for the candle close? Are you in a 20-minute? Well, I'm glad I didn't get in when I did. Well, maybe you'll decide you want to go to college. Here, I'm live recording.
Oh, is yours?
Huh?
Oh, is yours?
Less than that. Failed out again at break even. Well, that's good. On the 2-minute chart. God bless you. I got 2 minutes till candle close.
Order filled.
Okay, I am officially in a trade, my friend. I am long. And my stop loss is going to be 15927. So let's go ahead and clean up the chart. I'll get rid of these here. Get rid of these here. Go ahead and put a long position here. Officially in at 195. Let's say about right here. Stop loss at 1592725. I'll just put it there. My goal is, let's say around right here. All right. Let's see what happens, man. Obviously not starting off good, but we'll see what happens. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Don't like the look of this candle so far, though. For you, probably looks pretty good, though. As long as one of us wins, I'll be happy. So at this point, I'm down about $132. I really should have my stop loss down here, but I'm not going to change it now. Nice. Any trade, you gotta wait for your opportunities, man. Any trade you don't get in isn't money lost, right? So Yikes. Well, looks like I'm going to be out of this trade here pretty soon on a stop out. So I'm literally 2 ticks.
I think I did lock it.
All right, well, I did fill. It was a $300 loss. And yeah, good strategy. Look what I do and do the opposite. It's good. It's why I moved from doing 3 lots on a regular NQ. So that would have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd have been a loss of $3,000 of the way I was trading before. This one came out to 305 loss. But we'll wait for the next opportunity. $5,000 drawdown. $300 isn't the end of the world. Man, hopefully you got in on this short. Hoping one of us made some money. Ah, yeah, don't go on tilt, bro. We'll be there'll be another chance tomorrow, the next day, and so on and so forth. But I appreciate you joining up, man, and supporting the channel. And it was super nice meeting you. And hopefully we'll see you in the future. Yeah, my friend, have a good one. Well, like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow. Love to see you again, man. Appreciate the support and you saying it out to other channels and all of that. So we'll get them tomorrow. So I did end up getting back long into the trade. Hasn't worked out so far, but just to kind of go over my thinking on it. I saw that it hit this resistance and bounced back up. Of course, it's gone back down. But anyways, this is my trade. I'm in for smaller amounts. It's not the end of the world. But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. But full transparency here. We're going to go ahead and see what happens. This is where I'm at. This is my buy-in, my goal, and my stop loss. I probably should have waited. Maybe a little bit of revenge trading there, but we're going to go ahead and see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping this thing turns around. This is a pretty good support area that we're dealing with. So not feeling too great about it though as of right now. But like I said, my entries are pretty small. My amount risk compared to what my stop loss is. So not as stressed as I would have been when I was risking more. But we'll see if this thing can turn around. It really was at this point looking like a bad idea. All right, everyone. That's enough for me. Appreciate Opman for joining in, and anyone who views this channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.